Hello everyone. Today we will learn how to create a database online so that it can be used in our Android program. Now there are many free hosting servers are there which allow you to create a website for free of cost, and one of them is a 000webhost. Now when you create a website in this particular website, it allow you to create a database also. Now, when you open this 000webhost, all you have to do is that you have to sign in. When you give for the sign in, it give you an option to sign in either using the Facebook or the Gmail. Now, if you select, if you decide to log in using one of them, you have to give the credentials such as username and password. Now, when you sign into the website, first thing is that here you will get create website option. You have to create the website, and once the domain name is acquired, you can click on this website button, and then you will see that your website will be visible here. Now, once this is visible, you just have to click on this manage button. Now, the dashboard is open. Here you have to search for MySQL database. Now I have already created a database, so it is available. Suppose if you have not created, in that case, you can click on this create new database, and here you have to give the name of the database, the username and the password. And once it is done, click on that create button. Now, once the database is created, that will be visible here. Now you have to note down this database name, username and the password which you have typed, and you have to write a PHP code for that one. So this is the PHP code. We have host, username, password, database, and the connection string is given here. So all you have to do is that you have to select this one. This is the name of the database. Copy this one. Here, you paste it. Next is the username. Copy. And here you have to type the password that you have used to create that particular database. And then you have to save this file as database config.php. You can save it in any one of the folders in your computer. Now, once the database config file is done, the next is that you have to create the tables. Now here there are three dots are available visible here. You just click on that one, select PHP my admin. Now here you can see that the database which you have created, that is visible here. Click on that one. And here you have to give the name. Let's say that I've given the name as a user login table. And here you can increase the number of columns also. Let's say I'll give it as a 5. And then click on the button create. Now the 5 columns details you have to fill it here. Email, name, contact, address, and password. Now you can select the data type. For simplicity, I'll select varchar for all of them. You can select different also depending upon your requirement. And you have to mention the length of the variable also. And once it is done, you have to click on this save button. Now the table is created. Now this table we will be using in our Android. Now the database config file is created. We need to upload that one. For that, you can select this one, file manager. Once you select the file manager, you will see that the folder public_html. You have to open that one by double clicking. And here you have to upload the database config file. Suppose I'll show you how this. Let's say that these 3 files are not there. Here I have stored the, sorry, 1 second. Now in order to work this one, the first operation that we will be performing is that registration form, where we will give the user the registration form. He will fill all the detail, and when he click on that register button, all the data will be passed to the database and it will be stored online. That is one part. The second program which we will be doing is the login page. So user will put the username and password, and if it is correct, it will login will happen successfully. And the third one is that user will give the email ID, and we have to fetch the details such as what is the name of the person, email ID, address, and so on. And we have to display it. For those things, again, we have to write the SQL queries, and those things will be written in the PHP file. Now the PHP files, I've already written and given the complete detail in my website. The first one is the registration of the person. So for that, we can select as we can create one PHP file, user registration.php. In that one, you have to copy and paste this particular code. Now this is for the user registration. The next is that login. Again, for the login, you have to create login.php file and you have to copy this particular code. And then retrieving the database also, you have to create one more PHP file with the name registration details.php, and you have to copy and paste this particular code. I've created all the files in my computer. I just have to upload these files into the server. Now you can just select them and drop it to the website 000webhost file manager. So this is the file manager. Under the public underscore HTML file, you have to upload all these files. So you just select them, drag it, and drop it, and click on this upload file. Now, in case if you want to modify any of these PHP files, in that case, you can just double click on that one. The file will be open, and then you can actually modify the code. Now the database is created, the database related username, password, everything is stored in the database config.php file. And in order to perform the registration or the display the user detail or the login, again, we have created 3 more PHP files, and all of them have been uploaded into the file manager under the 000 web host. Now the online creation of the database part is done. The next is that we will work on the Android program where we will use this database config PHP files in order to perform the task. Now, before we close this one, you need to note down the URL of these particular files. For that, what you can do is that you can go back to this 000 web host dashboard. Here, this is your website name. So click on that one. It will open your website. You just copy this one. And suppose if you are working on the user's registration, in that case, you have to just append the PHP file of that particular task. That is registration. Link will be used for user registration. Suppose if you want to perform the login operation, in that case, you have to append login.php. Suppose if you want to display the registered people, in that case, you have to append the registration details.php file. So you can see that in all three, your website name is same. Only thing is that you're appending the PHP files according to your requirement, according to your program. Please note down these 3 URLs, and then we will start the Android program. So this was about how to create the database online, where to upload the PHP file, how to create the tables, then and how to note down the URLs which will be used in the Android program. In the next video, I'll show you how the user registration, the login, and the displaying the registration details will work. Thank you.